Well, here we are. Ori story. This weekend we kind of been talking about Father's Day. And so I know that you have a lot to say about your dad and how he was a role model for you and how he raised you. You've talked about with me before about how it was very beneficial to you how he raised you and how it helped you to take care of yourself and stuff as you got older with your cystic fibrosis. And so I guess I'll just let you talk about your dad and how his influence helped you become the man that you are and the man that's getting ready for transplant.
The man that I am.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's see here. I don't know a lot about when I was tiny, and that would be more on my mom's end. But I know that the doctors told him, like they did in the 70s about, well, your son has limited lifespan, put it that way. I'm not supposed to even make it past my single digits, much less 12, 13, 14, and certainly not graduate. Not during those times. I mean, now there's a life expectancy that the medium average is 37 years old. Well, my generation, I guess, would be the beginning of that. Not that there hadn't been any that haven't surpassed that already, but on the average with medications and the things that they're doing now, this has now become the average. And I mean, the adult cystic fibrosis wean is very new because we didn't make it to adulthood. But saying all that, when I was younger, the doctors said, enjoy your time with your kid and mom. This is the best of my recollection anyway. She's like, so what do? I just want to spoil him rotten, And my dad, he said, no, we're not going to spoil him rotten. Because I've got an older sister as well, and he said, we're going to treat them both the same. We're going to, treat them and raise them as if they have no due date, life expectancy due date. Sorry, that was my phone. And so anyway, in saying that, there was discipline involved when I was bad, when I didn't do right, when I was being rebellious, I was being a punk, a brat kid, all those good things that kids still do today. I got in trouble for it. I didn't get any slack just because I got cystic fibrosis. I mean, I could have used, hey, don't punish me because I'm going to be dying soon. You're supposed to love me. Yeah, that crap didn't fly. So anyway, I think back now, I liked it then too, but they raised me with that discipline. And you definitely need discipline for the things that cystic fibrosis patients go through. We have to stay on regimens. We have to do things on a constant and daily basis. And your mama ain't gonna do it for you, and your daddy ain't gonna do it for you. You got to do it on your own. And, even without cystic fibrosis, kids don't stay kids forever. They grow to be adults, and they should be responsible and disciplined adults. That's just my 2 cents on it. But that's how I was raised anyway. And I I knew nobody was going to be doing it for me. It didn't mean they weren't there to help me, but they couldn't walk in my shoes. They couldn't breathe for me. They couldn't take my medicines for me. I had to learn to do that, and I had to be faithful about doing it. So, you know, as much as they probably did want to spoil me, and they did great. My dad, you know, raised me to keep living, stay strong, those kind of things that, you know, the John Wayne complex and all that stuff that, you know, people look up to. Not that I'm John Wayne by any stretch of the imagination, but he had integrity. He had discipline. You know, you do what you need to do to take care of yourself. You do what you need to do to help others. You do what you need to do, period, to be a productive citizen, to be any of these things. So anyway, I have that mentality, you know. My dad always said, I don't care what you're doing as long as you put bread on the table for you or your family, however that goes. So I grew up with that. You worked hard. And luckily, my mild case of cystic fibrosis, I was able to work up until I was 28, like I said before. Well, you have a kid growing up in that mentality, and then I turned 28, and it's that work doesn't come easy anymore, and I get on disability. Well, I still have in my head, you work, you work, you work, you work, you provide, you do the things that need to be done. And now my dad's laxed up. He said, well, you know, it's all right. It's all right not for you not to be working. I understand. And I guess that's a big one, you know. I still struggle with it because I have my father as a role model. I see what a role model's like in the Word of God, you know. We work, we do things. We don't rely on people to give us things. And so that's one of my big obstacles, I guess, is that I have to do that now. I have to rely on other people to help me and to do things for me. But as I said, this was kind of more about my dad raising me and my mom and my father's influence. And it was strong, and it still is. My father's still alive, by the way, and he does still influence me. And he's Superman. Because of my cystic fibrosis, he started running, and I don't remember, 20-something years ago, or way more than 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and he started doing it here in Hudson, Texas. And he would run his mile. Heck, I think he even started doing it in Tybalt. He would run his mile, and he got the man where he was running 10, 12 miles. He just fell in love with it. He works hard every day. He doesn't stay still, man. He's always doing something. He's got that work ethic, and he's passed that down to me and my sister. And though I'm not making money, I've always got to be doing something. And yeah, I do talk with my hands, just like, thank you, Dad. And but a sensitive soul that man is, for sure. Mm-hmm. And he is there to help anybody at any time. And so I guess, I know this is our CF site, but so yeah, Dad, I want to thank you personally for the way that you raised me. Mom too, but this is Father's Day, so I'm concentrating on that end. And you know, he would bear down when he needed to, but he only did it because he knew the problems I was going to face. He knew the life that was before me. And if I just laid down, and that's pretty much what I would do. I would just lay down and I would let CF overtake me. And
Tell him what he told you when you couldn't work, and he said your job is what?
yeah, that's right. And when I was 28 going on that, and he said it was okay. He said my job was taking care of myself, and I better do that to the best of my ability. So that causes for discipline. That's why you see me wearing the vest, taking the nebs, working out, doing any of that stuff. And that's still my job today. It's taking care of myself. And so thanks, Dad. I love you. And I got nothing, babe.
That was sweet, babe.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day, Mike.
Happy Father's Day.